Hi, this is Morgan Richardson, and this is my persuasive speech on global warming. This is my audience. F! Okay. Our planet is our home. We live here, and if we want that to continue to happen for our grandchildren's grandchildren, then we need to do something to help stop global warming. Most people think that global warming isn't that detrimental to our society because it isn't a big problem at the moment. But it actually is a current problem. But just because it isn't killing anyone right now or harming the planet does not mean that it should be disregarded in any way, shape, or form. If the citizens of the United States don't start trying to help prevent and stop global warming, there will be much suffering on behalf of the human race many, many years down the road. The United Nations Panel on Climate Change predicts that the temperatures worldwide will rise 3 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century. This may seem insignificant to most average Americans, but to scientists, this kind of data causes them to worry just a little bit. With this amount of climate change, the ice caps would melt, and that would lead to many countries becoming partly submerged by water, which in most people's eyes would not really be the best of situations. To further show how a couple of degrees in temperature can make a big difference is a little bit of data. Montana's glacier park once had 150 glaciers back in 1910, but currently only has 27 glaciers. Something else to think about is the simple fact that average temperatures around the world have increased by 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit since 1880. This proves the fact that the rate of warming has increased and is on its way to continue increasing. Also, the IPCC has confirmed that during 11 of the past 12 years, temperatures have been the warmest they've ever been since 1850. So why don't these changes alarm any normal American citizens? Most likely because of the simple fact that they are considered most with themselves, just with what they do and themselves, in their own little lives, rather than the survival of the human race as a whole and the safety and care of the environment that they live in. What these types of people don't understand is the idea that they can help the future generations by doing easy and mindless tasks that don't even consume that much time. In order to help solve the problem of global warming, there are a few steps that everyone can take that don't even require that much effort. Planting trees is one thing that could prevent global warming from getting worse. It is as easy as it sounds and can even be taken to the further level of fighting for rainforest protection. When these newly planted trees are fully grown, they help to keep the planet cool, which in turn helps reduce the amount of global warming. Recycling and using alternative forms of energy can also help limit the amount of global warming. Both of these things would heavily reduce the amount of pollution in the air, which directly influences the rate of global warming. So if the global society decided to do something as easy as mandate recycling or more research into alternative forms of energy, then global warming wouldn't truly be that big of an issue at all anymore. The few things I just mentioned earlier do not require that much effort on behalf of the human population, but could really help our planet in the long run. Simple tasks such as planting trees when you can and throwing a plastic bottle in the blue recycling bin really are not that difficult. So in all honesty, why haven't we been doing this all the time? The more people start to wonder about this idea, the quicker something will actually get done with relation to the health of planet Earth. And if people have been doing these things a long time ago, there probably wouldn't be an issue with global warming now. Overall, global warming may not seem as serious as it actually is, but later generations of humans are relying on us in order to keep the planet alive and well, and if we do not attempt to solve the problem of global warming, there will be no further human generations. And is that really what our generation wants to leave behind as our legacy? The fact that we could have used our advancements in technology in order to do something about it, but chose not to and decided to not care at all? Thus, the citizens of the United States should lead the way in showing the rest of the world how to fight against global warming and win.